got a little bit of a head scratcher here. I'm trying to fix this old Craftsman 20-inch snowblower, and the customer said that he bought it and it worked one time really well, and then the next time it snowed he could not get it started. So I have it here and there was no spark. So what I've done is I've taken the flywheel off and everything, and I've replaced the points, and that still was no spark. So I bit the bullet and I got myself a new ignition coil, and so everything's been set. The points have been the clearance has been set, but in the process I found something else. What I found when I was about to put the flywheel back on is that the magnets were loose. So that would certainly explain why there wasn't any spark. So this engine is long since ceased to have new parts, and it's not a feasible option to get a new flywheel. So what I'm going to do is to make an attempt to JB Weld the magnets back in place where they belong. I cleaned up the flywheel really good inside. I actually used muriatic acid, cleaned up the magnets, and got a couple of little clamps here. We'll clamp the magnets in place, and stick with me. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, so now we've taken JB Weld and we are reattaching the magnets, and I found it was necessary to clamp. I first thought that the magnetism itself would be enough to hold it in place, but the magnets actually were drawn together and they slid together, and I certainly don't want the JB Weld drying while the magnets are stuck together when there's supposed to be a gap between them. So I put them in the spot as close as possible to where they were, and we'll let it sit now overnight. Let that JB Weld dry. I want it good and hard. Alright, here we are. We've got the Craftsman 20-inch snowblower back together after using JB Weld to put the magnets back in the flywheel. And let's give her a start. Got her all put back together, except for the belt cover, but that won't affect the engine. So here we go. Alright, victory! We got this old Tecumseh, I believe it's a 4 horsepower, running again. Now we'll get this back to the customer. All's well. Thanks for watching.